been appointed to take the, no?
I'm gonna pass around a sign-in sheet.
Heather brought it to his attention again yesterday, so.
Alright. George is running a little bit late, so we're just gonna start going through meeting minutes. I figure it's easy to do that kind of thing before he gets here.
Thank you. Had a chance to look over the meeting minutes. I would entertain a motion. By someone who is here.
And who's not me.
And who is not the person who wrote the meeting minutes.
And who was a voting member.
And who was a
not-
voting member.
Right, yes, right. Details.
So that would probably be you, Janet.
I say we pass them, I don't know what my words are. but-
So Janet is making a motion to accept the November meeting minutes.
I'll second it.
All right, is there any discussion about the motion at hand? All those in favor say aye. All those opposed say nay. Motion passes. I would like to wait for George to get here for us to go around the table and introduce ourselves to each other, because it seems like there are a number of new faces, but I would like for George to be here so that he could be a part of that, because he needs to know who everyone is too. And I'm not the chairman, so I don't have the chairman's report. I don't know if we want to talk about something easy before he gets here, as essay contest, or is that from George's list as well? You wanna go Department of Education report?
I was just in the norm asking about materials for homeschooling.
So we'll just question.
And the fact that the commissioner has been looking at appointing members for the council. He's been active in looking for members for the council,
Oh.
the commissioner. I know he's not appointed at least one.
So, and you said that you had questions about
Just
people
the
using.
general questions of, for materials on how to homeschool.
Well, that's pretty easy. What else can we talk about that's on the agenda without George here?
I could jump to old business and just put it on the minutes again, that there's still no 2010 to 2013 meeting minutes on the HEAC site. And there's still no annual reports pre-2015. I'm not sure who's supposed to.
Okay, what was it, 2010?
Right, 2010 to 2013, there's still no minutes. And then pre-2015, there's no annual
I think
reports.
I sent the web person an email after the last meeting, but then I didn't follow up on it anymore after that. I just asked her to do it, but.
I do have a new communications person.
Oh,
so-
really? Okay.
Yeah, as long as it keeps getting sort of tagged on there that it's not.
Oh, wait.
that, we got a full house already.
Chair.
Full air house.
Were there any other chairs out in the hallway?
Yeah, we can do that. Ellie, is the new person can you give me her name and her contact information?
The
or-
communications director is Bianca Garcia.
Okay, yeah, it's a different name.
Ray Temple is still doing some of it as well.
Okay, so Bianca Garcia, you said?
Garcia.
Okay.
Almost flipped it over. Well, looks like we have a quorum.
Yeah, so I went ahead, because we had a quorum, I went ahead and started the meeting as vice chair.
Okay.
And we went through the November minutes and they were approved.
Okay,
And
that's
then
good.
Ellie just reported that she's only had general questions and the commissioner's been active in seeking to fill vacant HEAC seats. And then we were just discussing some things that are still missing on the HEAC webpage. And we were waiting for you to get here so that we could go around the table and make introductions
Introductions.
because there are new faces.
Yes, right, that's what I was
Okay,
gonna
so I'm gonna
suggest.
turn the meeting over to you, 3:39.
Okay. Are you Mike?
Hi, Mike.
Hi.
Are you George?
I'm George. Glad to have your boy.
Thank you. Glad to be here.
Mike is the representative for the Principals Association.
Ah.
Right. Amy?
Oh, I'm Amy Gall, I'm representing New Hampshire Homeschooling Coalition, and I'm vice chair.
I'm Cara Barlow, I'm the secretary, and I'm representing the school in New Hampshire. Michelle?
Oh, sorry. Michelle Levell, I'm just a member of the public.
Glenn Cordelli, I'm a non-voting state representative, appointed member.
I'm Jen Pereira, represent the homeschoolers, Catholic United for Home Education.
I'm David Parker, I'm representing the Nonpublic School Advisory Council.
I'm Helen Rist, I represent the New Hampshire School Administrators Association, and I'm from SAU 16.
Can we make room for you? Would you like to come around the side where it's a little bit?
I was just thinking.
Right here.
Yeah, sure, yeah.
Make the circle bigger as they say in classroom.
This way?
Everyone slide down.
You go this way?
I'll get your
Yeah.
chair.
Easier to get yourself.
Sorry.
Oh, thank you.
You can use that.
Sorry
Hazard
for
of
being
playing
late.
musical chairs.
No worries. Don't worry about it.
All right, so now we're all out of order for introductions, but council members should be seated at the table.
Keep you on your toes.
Makes it more fun that way.
Thanks.
Well, I'm Janet Ellis, and I'm representing Seacoast Christian Home Educators Association.
I'm Ruth Ford, State Senator, and I'm here, George, because the other meeting ended early.
That's good. Well, I wasn't sure that you had indicated you might
I
not be
wasn't
able
sure
to
I
make
was
it.
gonna be here either.
Yeah.
I'm Kitty Michelotti, I'm new here, and I'm representing Granite State Home Educators.
All right. So the November minutes have been approved. Okay. Now, I guess I'll launch into the chairman's report. All right. Council membership. Today, 2 new members are joining us, Mike Koski and Kathryn
Michelotti.
I got that, I'm DeRazio, so Michelotti.
Oh, all right, excellent. Another easy to spell Irish name.
Okay. And then, right to know, my original plan for today was to have Aaron McIntyre, who was the attorney here at the Department of Education, give a presentation on the right to know law. However, Aaron has been appointed to the New Hampshire Judiciary, so she's no longer here at the department. So yesterday, I spoke with Nancy Smith at the Department of Justice, and Nancy will be here in March to give a presentation and answer questions. In the next few days, I'll be putting together some information that I got from Nancy and from the New Hampshire Municipal Association and email it out to you. I think it'll be useful. And I think that together with Nancy's presentation in March will probably suffice. But under new business, I want to discuss the possibility of asking the commissioner if he would authorize the New Hampshire Municipal Association to make a presentation to the council. Problem with that is it's a 2-hour presentation, and of course, we're gonna have questions which lengthens it out a bit more. So if we do it at a regular council meeting, it basically, it takes up more than the meeting time that we actually have. And if I do it on a separate month, I don't know how many people would actually be able to come. Anyway, we'll discuss that under new business, just to see what the consensus of the council is. The reason the commissioner would have to authorize it is because there's a $700 charge for the municipal association to come in and do their presentation. But it's a very good presentation, and perhaps, you know, you'll decide we need to do this, but we'll see, that's up to you guys. Legislation. Yeah. All right, there's another piece of legislation that I couldn't find it when I was writing this up, but there's a couple of pieces of legislation that we want to be aware of. Not that as a council would take a position on any of it, because we can't. But House Bill 1263, that's the one that would reinstate the evaluation to be presented. There's still evaluation that has to be done now, but it's not turned over any longer. And of course, there's more to it than just the evaluation itself. And yesterday, I got an email from one of the legislators I know, and there's a group from Massachusetts. Well, I think they're more than Massachusetts, but that particular email that went to legislators came out of Massachusetts, and they call themselves Homeschool, come on, Coalition for Responsible Homeschooling or something like that. And they're lobbying for House Bill 1263. And there's two entirely different issues here being presented. Superintendent Cascadden, her concern was with educational neglect, and it seems to me mostly with older students. The kids who are 15, 16 years old that want to drop out and can't. And she's concerned that they're becoming homeschoolers as a legal way of dropping out. And then there's the issue of deliberate physical and emotional abuse that is being brought forward by the group from Massachusetts. And I mean, this, you know, the idea of
What would
abuse.
evaluations have to do with that? No, can you explain the last part, because I don't.
It's something that I just ran across this yesterday. One of the legislators sent me an email, forwarded to me an email that had been sent to them, and it's a group from Massachusetts calling themselves the Coalition for Responsible Homeschooling. And they're supporting 1263 because they think it'll give an additional oversight that is needed to protect homeschool children.
Protect them from.
From the parents?
You know, yeah, believe me, I'm not,
Okay.
to me, this is a bad idea. The whole bill, I understand the motivation of Superintendent Cascadden. All she's trying to do is solve a problem that she's seeing. I don't think it's the right approach. Anyway, the abuse of children, of course, is a legitimate issue, but, you know, there are far better ways of addressing that. One of the things I saw was some states have legislation that if a person has been convicted of child abuse, they can't start a homeschool program. Well, you know, that kind of makes sense. But you'd want to be careful what being convicted of child abuse is, because sometimes In some places, you could keep your son off the hockey team as a way of trying to discipline him to do things right at home. And in some places, that's considered child abuse. So, again, I think if the distinctions are properly drawn, I don't have a big problem with someone who's known as a child abuser not being able to homeschool. But, of course, that's me, that's not, I don't speak for everybody when I say that. The problem with reinstituting the evaluation, that whole system, as being a way of determining whether or not homeschoolers will keep homeschooling, the problem with that is that sometimes you're not having real good luck with with one of your kids. And if the evaluation triggers the revocation of a homeschool program, I don't think that's a good thing. The other thing is, Superintendent Cascadon, her real concern is these older kids who she thinks are not really being homeschooled. But I think the solution to that, and I'm gonna try not to talk too long, I noticed I yacked too much on the last time I watched these minutes, these videos. A better solution would be like comprehensive, what's the word I'm looking for? Okay, testing, and this existed when I was in high school. Testing that determines what your abilities are and helps you